Good morning and Happy New Year. You are watching segment 1 of my weekly Facebook live show called Let's Talk Sense. I am Shawnta Collier, licensed Illinois real estate broker with EXIT Strategy Realty. I wanted to use this week's segment so you all could get to know a little bit about me. So who am I? So today's topic is actually called Who Am I? And I want to go over a few different things for you about my family, hobbies, some of my favorite things, some of the things I'm not too crazy about, and my career. So let's start off with family. I am the oldest of 3. I have a younger brother and sister. My sister is the youngest. My sister has 2 children, 2 girls, so I have 2 nieces. My brother has 3 boys, so I have 3 nephews. My sister and mom, they actually live not far from where we all grew up at. So of course with her kids, and then my brother with his wife and 3 children, they all live in the far south suburbs. And as far as my dad goes, some of you may have known a couple of years ago, December 2015, he passed away after a surgery that he had. It was shortly after Christmas. As far as my hobbies goes, I love a good movie. I'm not really big on just watching TV, so I won't turn the TV on like, oh, what's on today? But there are a few shows that I will entertain. I love like The Walking Dead, Empire, what else? Walking Dead, Empire, a little bit of reality TV. It just depends. And then I love a good movie. I don't have a particular type of movie. I'll do comedy, action, drama, horror, you know, just as long as it's something that I'm interested in. I really like reading. Unfortunately, I don't take as much time make as much time as I used to read a good book, but I used to read all the time, and it is something that I truly enjoy when I actually can sit down and get engaged into a good book. I love traveling. I don't do it as much as I would like to, but I do need to get my passport stamped a few more times. I am trying to plan a few vacations between this year and next year, because next year I want to do a really huge family trip where we're going out of the country. So I know that's going to take a little planning, and I got to get my kids' passports and so on and so forth. What else? Let's see. As far as hobbies go, I love working out. It's actually, yes, it is a hobby of mine, working out. It actually started back in 2008. A company that I used to work for, every year the chairman would hold a weight loss contest. And most of the coworkers, they just did it for fun. But you could actually like win money and things like that. And they, I had already made up my mind that I wasn't interested. I wasn't interested in losing weight. I just didn't want to do it, just wasn't something that, was of interest to me at that time. And, they eventually convinced me. They was like, well, it's just fun, let's just do it for fun. We all do it for fun, so if anything, just do it for fun. Well, I didn't know that bit of just doing it for fun would end up being a permanent lifestyle change for me, because I can say that was like the beginning of 2008. So now we're in the beginning of 2018. And I have pretty much kept up with that. There hasn't, there's been some times here or there, depending on what was going on in my life, that I may not have been working out. But for the most part, I've, somewhat consistently stuck with it. Also, another hobby of mine are DIY. So that's going to be, some of the topics, down the line that I'll be talking about, different DIYs that you can do around the house. I believe in like more natural, holistic care, things like that. So I love making my own cleaners, something that's, safe from me and my family. I've actually dibbled and dabbled in trying to make laundry detergent. The only thing with that is I didn't know if it was really getting my clothes as clean as I wanted them. So I was a little like, I don't know. But I will probably revisit that. I love making little decor pieces to sit around my house. I've actually tried to do some gardening. When I first moved into my house, oh my gosh, even before I moved into the house, I was like, oh, I want a garden. So my biggest thing was a garden and a trampoline. Like, I had to have both. As of today, I have neither. I did try the gardening. I actually tried it in my bay window, which is in my kitchen, which gets a lot of good sunlight and everything, but I didn't quite know what I was doing. I did get some stuff to grow, but it didn't grow the way it was supposed to, because I never planted it in the backyard. And you're probably like, okay, well, how are you going to have a garden in your bay window in your kitchen inside of your house? Well, the reason that I did not decide to plant outside is because of all the wildlife, between the squirrels and, we get skunks, and I've seen raccoons and possums. I'm like, oh no, that garden is a goner. And I'm like, I'm not trying to feed them and then have them thinking this is a spot to come to. I'm like, oh no, not my house. I do not have the hookup spot for the veggies and stuff. So maybe I might try again this summer and see what happens. I've tried composting and things like that. That can get kind of messy, but I want to try it again. I ended up having to throw what I had away because I didn't have like the right type of bucket and catch-all and everything for it. So yeah, I will be revisiting that. Some of my favorite things, I love Mexican food. Oh my gosh, I just love Mexican food. I love dark chocolate. I used to be like a big fan of milk chocolate, and then, I guess somewhere down the line as I'm getting older, my taste buds have changed and milk chocolate is like way too sweet. So I'm like so into dark chocolate. I don't drink soda, but I love drinking Crystal Light, only the lemonade. So it's something about the other brands, they're like too sweet or whatever. But I love the lemonade, and I can't have it too sweet. It has to be, just perfect. What else? Or as my kids say, it looks like watered down yellow stuff or whatever. They're like, that's not Crystal Light. Like I said, I love sparkling water as long as it has no type of sweetener in it. I just love, the carbonated water and then just some flavor. Love Target. I shop at Target so much. I mean, I have so many receipts from them. Like I tend to keep my receipts depending on what it is. I don't know. No, actually, it's not even depending on what it is. I don't know. I got this quirky thing where I would rather for that, to receive a bank statement with that actual transaction on it before I throw a receipt away. I don't know why I do that, but I do. But I love shopping at Target. I love spending my Black Fridays at Target, shopping, getting the good deals. And you know what? Ironically, I did not do any Black Friday shopping last year in 2017. For some reason, it was like, you know what? It's nothing that I really want. Plus, for the past, I don't know how many years, I've had to spend, part of my Thanksgiving standing outside in the cold, which I totally don't mind, to get these great deals. But, it takes away from family time. And this year I was like, no, I wanted this to be family time. So I opted out of the Black Friday shopping, and I didn't know if I was going to suffer from a little bit of fear of missing out or not, but I was cool. Other favorite things, or people, I should say, my hairstylist. I have the most awesome hairstylist. As you can see, he did this style. It's been up for, actually he did this on Christmas Eve. So 2 days before Christmas, he had worked I think he said 7 days straight, and he was still able to do this. I love it. It's like flat twists under here as well. And then all of this for the bane and the back, and it's kind of cut like that, if you can see it, whatever that cut is. And then you see a little bit of it hanging back here. Who else? Another one of my favorite people is my personal trainer, who I have been, going back to my hairstylist. His name is Ryan Burrell at A Salon Biz in Westchester. And then my personal trainer, who is Lauren Thomas, he is in a studio in Westchester, as he's in Westchester as well. So those are two of my favorite people. My personal trainer is pretty awesome, very knowledgeable. I know I probably get on his nerves sometimes because I'm not the easiest person to deal with, because if it's a day that I don't feel like doing something, I'm like, I'm not doing it. So pick something else. But he's a great sport. He deals with it. We have a really good relationship. Our personalities vibes really well. So it's pretty fun. Let's see. I love electronics. I am like that person that when the new whatever comes out, I'm like, oh, I gotta get it. I don't know why. The one I have worked just fine, but it's one of those fear of missing out, I guess. I have not gotten that new iPhone 10. I actually did the pre-order, and then I decided to cancel it because I started thinking, what if the first batch is all crappy and then I end up with the crappy phone? I didn't want to deal with that. So I think now they should have, worked through the kinks, and hopefully I'll be ordering my iPhone 10 fairly soon. I'm also trying to decide between the new Fitbit and the iWatch. Like I said, I love working out, so I want one of the two. I don't know which one. I'm still debating. Some of the things that I'm not too crazy about. Pork. I don't eat pork, not for any one particular reason. It wasn't for this or that. Just something that I decided to do in high school. I think I was in my junior year of high school and decided one day, I won't eat pork anymore. Kind of did the same thing with soda. Just out of the blue, I think 2008. It wasn't, it had, I don't, or maybe it was, you know what, actually it was 2007. It was like the year before I started the whole fitness thing, my fitness kick. So I just decided, hey, I don't want to drink soda anymore. And I've stuck with it all these years. You heard me talk about milk chocolate earlier. Just not a fan of milk chocolate anymore, but I still, you know, every blue moon I may have it, but I probably have a big glass of water sitting on the side because it is just so sweet. I hate greasy foods. I'm not saying I don't eat the greasy foods, but I hate frying anything. Like, just dealing with it makes a mess. It's not the healthiest. I'm a label reader, so I'm constantly like, oh, how many grams of fat does this have? How many grams of carbs and sodium and sugars and all of that stuff? I'm looking at everything. And just when you look at the nutrition value on the back of that grease container, it's like, ugh. And I don't know how much of that actually absorbs into the food. And if I can't count it, because I'm a numbers person, if I can't put that number in my FitnessPal, which is an app that I use to record all of my food consumption, if I can't put that number in there, I'm like, you know what, forget it. It's not worth it. So I don't, you know, really dibble and dabble in greasy foods. Every now and then I'll indulge in some maybe like spicy chicken from Popeyes or somewhere, because I do love their spicy chicken, or, you know, maybe go to McDonald's. They have some of the best French fries. So every now and then I will, but as far as cooking it at home, not really. Another thing I'm not too crazy about is cold weather. Oh my gosh, it has been so cold these past few days, and I've lived in Chicago all my life, so I know to expect this. I do. I really, really do. But I don't look forward to it. I was born in the spring, so I look forward to the spring and summer months. I would rather be burning up hot than cold any day, because I know as soon as I hit the AC, I'm instantly cooling off. When I'm outside in the bitter cold and I go inside to a warm place, I'm not instantly warming up like I would if I cooled down, you know, walking into that cool place during the summer. So yeah, I'm not too crazy over that cold weather. And I want to kind of wrap things up with, you know, with my career. Well, actually my career path, how I got to where I am today. You know, prior to real estate, I was in marketing and advertising for many years, working for different agencies, dealing with Yellow Pages and newspapers. You know, I didn't work directly for a Yellow Page company or a newspaper, but I worked for different agencies who helped other retailers place their advertisement into the Yellow Pages or into, you know, like the newspaper. So I worked for a lot of national accounts. I was, you know, I dealt with Midas. I don't even know if they're still around. I think they are. Who else? Famous footwear, Toys R Us, Mervyn's. Mervyn's was similar to like a Kohl's, but they were located on the West Coast, and I believe they are out of business now. Who else? I dealt with Walmart and Home Depot. So I was like somewhere between like a marketing coordinator, then I became an analyst. So, you know, my analytical brain sometimes gets the best of me because I overanalyze a lot of things. I will rip something to shred just trying to get the answer that I want, and probably why I'm a label reader. So I was in that industry, like I said, the marketing and advertising industry for, you know, some years. Unfortunately, due to, you know, shifts in the economy and different, you know, aspects of the business, you know, the companies I worked for, they either ended up having to, you know, close their doors, or they lost a substantial amount of business and did massive layoffs, and I was involved in that. And, you know, eventually, you know, it just came to the point where I'm like, you know, I want to be self-employed. I want to be an entrepreneur. I knew that I love to help people. I love helping people. And I guess that was one of the reasons I really took into marketing and advertising, because I was helping someone else with their advertising. And advertising is huge, you know, like if you can't see what people have in their store, have on sale or whatever, you may not go, you know, you might, but you may not. And that was really huge, being able to help these people, you know, market against their competitors. And that was a huge thing, to have that, you know, analytical brain. So, you know, like I said, I've always loved helping people, and I knew I wanted to do something where I could be self-employed and help people. Some years ago, I really, you know, started, you know, getting into, and I guess this is part of my DIY spirit, into like HGTV, and I love the flipping shows, and, you know, the Property Brothers. Oh my gosh, they're phenomenal. I love the Property Brothers. I love Flip or Flop, Love It or List It, you know, shows like that. And, you know, watching these, I'm like, wow, that's awesome how they can take, you know, the a house that may not be as desirable to someone and turn it into someone's dream home, and to just help someone like that. I mean, like, your home is your safe haven. Like, when you're at home, that's your safe spot. That's the spot you can go to relax, to, everything. That's where you should feel safe at. That's where you should feel at home at. That's where you should feel comfortable, at ease, like everything, that's like your little kingdom, your little world. And to transform, for them to transform these homes into, someone's ideal home or their dream home, I thought that was phenomenal. And, I'm like, I would love to be able to do that. Originally my, I would say my stint with real estate was, I wanted to flip homes. That's something I wanted to do. And, after asking around and doing some little research, I ended up, deciding to become a real estate broker and help people find their dream homes. And, I love working with all types of people, from people that may have already purchased a home and maybe they're trying to sell it and upgrade, or the first time home buyer who's not as knowledgeable and need that knowledge. I have made sure that I've definitely educated myself well enough and going over and beyond to help others that are looking to purchase property, whether you be a first-time home buyer, or, like I said, you're looking to sell a home and move into a different home. If you're an investor just looking to invest, maybe you want to be a landlord, maybe you just want to flip property. I am very knowledgeable in all of those areas and can help a variety of people. I get involved with other people's worlds as well, because I know it'll help my clients. So I try to understand different aspects of home inspections. No, I'm not a home inspector, but I love to ask questions and, get that knowledge so I can help my clients. Like to, know what's going on in the lending world, so I can know which different programs are out there for the first-time home buyers, or for other buyers that are not first-time home buyers. There are still programs for them as well, so they can, lessen their down payments. You've probably seen me post things like, purchase a home with 1% down, or $1,000 down, and or purchase, for 1% of the selling price, or something like that. All of those things are different programs that are available out here that a lot of people may not know about. And, it's up to me to make sure that I'm educating myself so I can share that information with you all. So I really love what I do. I would not change it for the world. It's just not about, being your own boss and making your own schedule. It's so much more than that. I'm very passionate about what I do. I do not like to give anyone bad service at all, because I don't want bad service. I am that customer that if I feel like I'm not being treated fairly by, a company that I'm utilizing, I want to make that known to them. I want to let them know, hey, I wasn't happy with your service and this is why. So I don't ever want to give someone that reason to have to tell me, hey, I'm not happy with your service and this is why. I want to make sure that everyone has the same exact awesome, phenomenal experience from the beginning to the end. And anybody that I work with, my assistant or whoever, I'm making sure that they understand that as well, because I want to produce a good brand for everyone, and I want to make sure that everyone knows my brand, and that when they hear my name, it's just they're thinking all of the rainbows and flowers and lollipops and gumdrops and like, she's awesome, so yeah, it's a lot more that goes into being a real estate broker than just opening up a lockbox, taking out a key and opening up the house and say, okay, come on in. Here you go. Here's a bedroom. Here's a living room, a dining room. Like, yeah, everybody knows the different rooms in a house. It's just so much more about educating. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to start this weekly, Facebook Live segment, Let's Talk Sense. Like I said, it won't be all about real estate, but it's going to be about different aspects of the home, whether it be those DIYs, whether it be about gardening or whatever, home improvements, little different things you can do, winterizing your house. There is so much that I have learned since becoming a homeowner. Oh my gosh. I'm like, between, being a homeowner and being a car owner, you can definitely chuck out a really good amount of money if you're always having to depend on, a professional to do certain things for you. But sometimes if you just be patient and do a little research and do a little DIY, you can save yourself a ton of money. And like when my pipes freeze, I have 3 bathrooms. I have a second level in my house and 3 bathrooms. So it's a bathroom in the basement, on the main level, and the second level. And, of course, we have, water all coming from different, parts of the house. You know, the basement, we have the laundry room down there. Like I said, there's a bathroom in the basement. Then the second level, you have the kitchen, the bathroom with the shower and the tub, and the sink, and the same thing, you know, throughout. But I thought, like, wow, what's going on with my bathtub? For some reason, I got ready to take a shower the previous night, getting ready for bed, and lo and behold, no hot water came out of the tub. Out of the faucet, I should say. Out of the tub's faucet. And I'm like, Lord, what's going on? I'm like, Jesus, take the wheel. Like, I hope this is not going to be something expensive. To make a very long story short, and then all of a sudden I ended up with a clog. So, you know, I turned the cold water on to see if it would come on, and then it wouldn't drain. And everything else, every other water mechanism within my house worked just fine. Even the sink that was in that bathroom worked just fine. Hot and cold water, everything throughout this entire house worked just fine. I mean, I was even washing earlier that day. So I'm like, oh Lord, what's going on? I did everything in my power to try to clear out the clog. And you know, I won't dwell on this too much, but in the end of the day, it was frozen. I had no clue. I'm like, how did this happen on the second level? Well, I guess it was just that cold up here that, you know, stuff started to freeze. And I think there was one day we didn't use that particular bathroom. And I think that's what did it. So, yeah, so little things like that, you know, you don't know until it happens to you. Some things you might have to try trial and error, but I want to share those things with you all. I want, you know, you all to, you know, be knowledgeable in a different variety of areas, because not everybody is looking to purchase a home. Some people might have a home and be happy with their home and may need to know a little bit more. So those are the things that I will be sharing with you all, just a cluster of different topics. I also have a partner that I work with. His name is Gus Mendoza, who's also a broker with EXIT Strategy Realty. So sometimes you're going to see him on here with me. We're also going to do the Vendor of the Month, where we will feature a business owner. And the business owner, it can be within any industry, but we're going to feature a business owner for an entire month. We're going to interview them. We're going to go to their location and interview them. Or if we can't make it out to their location, as I'm doing the Facebook Live today, you can actually have someone else join in. So it'll be Gus and I, and then we might have that individual to join in. But we want to feature people because there's a lot of, you know, different business owners, especially the small business owners out here with some phenomenal, you know, they can get phenomenal service, phenomenal product and everything. And you just might not know about them. And it could lead to, you know, a great relationship with you using that particular business owner. So we want to feature some of our favorite business owners and just some business owners within, you know, the vicinity where we live. So I will wrap this up for my first segment. I hope that you all enjoyed learning a little bit more about me, and I look forward to seeing you all next week, Thursday at 9 a.m. And I do apologize for being a little late today. I had some family stuff going on that I had to take care of. And as you all know, family comes first. So talk to you soon. Bye-bye.